Hi, GPa and Girlpower fans, both of the YouTube channel and of our podcast. Um, this is going to be the first of what we hope we'll do periodically, and that is to video for the YouTube channel, but also to share the audio as part of the podcast. And back in August, GirlPower1 and I took a road trip on a little family adventure, just the two of us. And while we were driving, she decided that she wanted to videotape her interviewing me. And as we got into the video, and it's stuff from everything from, what was your first elementary? How did you and grandma meet? What were your pets like? What were your first jobs? It reminded me of a project that I did with my students when I was a teacher at Weaver High, which is also showcased in the video, called the Foxfire Project. And this was developed in 1966 by Elliot Wigginton for his students in his English classes at the Reuben Gap Chuchi School. And I hope I'm not slaughtering the pronunciation. That's in Georgia. And it sits in the hills of the southern Appalachian Mountains, where there's a tremendous, it's a rich history of traditions and things that they just food and histories of people in their lives as they've watched and grown older, in America. And what he had his students do is they would interview, and preferably their older relatives and the older citizens in the community, because he really wanted these rich, extended, long-term histories so the students could really start reflecting on their own writing and understanding how we're all interconnected, and how by interviewing especially relatives, they got an idea of why they are who they are. And it turned out to be this wonderful magazine that still is published, that they do, I think, quarterly or bi-yearly. But the students were the ones who actually initiated the magazine coming off the Foxfire Project. And it is probably one of the best things that I had my students do as well, because it really got them writing in a very personal fashion. And Ellie G, GirlPower1, and I, given the fact that she spent a lot of time when Gma, my wife and I were overseas, spent a lot of time with us overseas. When we came back from our adventure overseas, she and her mom and dad, my middle daughter, who's her mother, and eventually her little sister, GirlPower2, and Dee Felice, lived with us. And so we've had an opportunity just to really grow close and have fun. But the conversations that we've had, and they're born out of curiosity, in part her curiosity for what Gma and I do and have done, especially as kids, and my curiosity for how that applies now in the 21st century with a normal, healthy kid going through what normal, healthy kids do. The purpose of why we do the YouTube channel and the podcast is to celebrate the relationship between grandparents and their grandchildren. And that is the entirety of also the Foxfire Project. So this is an interview we did in August on a road trip, just Ellie G, GirlPower1, and me. And we hope you guys like it. Tune in next week as well, because we're going to start talking about what to do around Halloween. If you look on the YouTube channel, we've got a Halloween video from last Halloween that I posted. But we're going to talk about Halloween traditions and really kind of kick off the holiday season, really in kind of good fashion. We'll be going to so many things. Where we live, there are so many things to do, especially between Thanksgiving and Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, New Year's, so many things to do that we will be actually doing some of our podcasts as well as our videos from those places. So I hope you enjoy it. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and download it. So the YouTube channel, GPa and Girlpower, and the podcast, GPa and Girlpower, the podcast, available on most every podcast app. All right.
Hey guys, welcome back to the GPa and Girlpower channel, and today I'm interviewing...
That's not going. Yeah, it is. I'm joking.
Okay. And today I'm interviewing GPa. Apparently.
Hey, what's going on there, GPa and Girlpower fans?
Okay, so you guys liked our last video, and now we have a new one for you.
And it's just us.
It's
and
just
apparently,
us.
I get to be interviewed.
Yes. So here is the inside of GPa. Now, GPa, I'm going to ask you several questions, okay?
Okay.
Now, number one, where did you first work?
Well, let's do that after I show you Weber High School. So this was my very first, and see that name there? Earl Henninger. Well, here, let's flip. Can you flip it?
No. Video. Okay.
So the principal I worked for was a guy named Earl Henninger. This was my very first job, okay, as a real educator. I taught here at Weber High. And this was the softball field named for the principal. He went to Weber High. He went to Weber State. He became a teacher at Weber High. And he ended up principal. And then he died right after he retired. Kind of a bummer, but very beloved. Everybody liked Earl Henninger.
So,
and I am going to show you right outside where I taught. So, I know we're not supposed to enter, but what we're going to do, I don't think anybody's here. Well, we'll go the other way, but there's the tennis courts, seminary, and everything else. We'll go around the stadium.
Oh, there's a stadium.
Oh, there's a big football stadium.
Of course, every high school has to have a football stadium.
Every high school in America has a football team, and a softball team, and a soccer team, and a baseball team.
And a tennis team.
And a tennis team. Yep. So
here's a soccer field.
There's the soccer field. I used to coach, so that's where we play. I was one of the soccer coaches at Weber High. So
I will ask GPa some more questions after a tour of Weber High.
Mm-hmm. I'll show you where so don't. Okay, so I'll show you where I taught. Okay. You want to see where I taught?
Yeah. Let's go see where you taught. And the viewers are still on right now.
There's our football stadium up there, Weber High. When I was here as a teacher, they weren't very good. Then they got really good. So
that's a question you got. So at the end of this video, comment down what questions you might want to ask GPa. So there is a big football stadium up there.
Mm-hmm. Unauthorized. You know what? We're going to be authorized today.
Oh, yes.
I don't even remember where I would go and eat lunch. Usually here at school. Okay, so the school is like a spider. So it has hallways. If you looked at the building from the top, it's got one main center and then lots of arms, okay? So I was in one of the arms, and that was the social studies hall.
They should call it
Spider school?
Yeah, spider school.
Okay, so
spiders live to go.
It might have been this one that I'll show you. I think it was actually right over here.
This is kind of a back Ow.
Yep, it was that one back there. That was the hallway, and I was on the end room. So my kids could make an escape anytime they wanted.
Oh,
I know.
they were probably.
And guess what? Nobody wanted to, because they liked my class.
Yay!
There's the baseball field.
So a little bit closer of the baseball field.
Yeah, the first one we saw was the softball field.
Yes. Oh, look, Warriors baseball.
Warriors. They're the Weber High Warriors.
Gym entrance.
And you know what? Weber High is actually a very good school. I really enjoyed teaching here. I think we can get out here.
And comment down below which high school you want to go to.
Yeah, which high school do you think is the best one?
Yeah.
I went to 2 really good high schools. For 3 years, I went to a high school, Pekin High, very good school for sports and for academics. And then I went to a really good high school in a place called Peoria, called Richwoods High School. And yes, there was a reason it was called Richwoods, because it was a really rich school. We weren't rich. We did okay. My father was an executive, but there were some really rich kids in that school.
How rich?
Oh my gosh. Some of the richest people in the city had their kids going to Richwoods High School.
Oh, wow.
Kids would drive in really expensive cars, and there weren't many kids from the poor side of the city, which was a shame, because they deserve good academics too. All right.
Okay.
So we're going to go this way down to Washington. Okay, Washington Boulevard, because we're going to try and see if we can get some lunch.
Oh.
Should we?
Yes.
All right.
Now, while we are going down to get some lunch, I'm going to ask you some questions.
Okay.
So, where was your first job?
Well, I was thinking about that. Obviously, the first job I had was doing chores to earn an allowance. And that was just like cleaning my room, taking out the garbage, cleaning the basement.
Comment down below what chores you guys do.
Doing the, mowing the lawn. And Ellie, you do chores, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and you guys have a cool setup. You and your little sister, GirlPower1 and 2, get to pick an activity, don't they?
So maybe tell this to your mom and dad or your parents or a guardian.
What's the activity that you earned this week?
Well, we're not really doing it anymore because it's almost school time.
True.
But my activity was going to have a sleepover with Grandma and Grandpa.
Right there. Bumping elbows.
I can't really.
Okay, I'm bumping the camera, bumping elbows. That's right.
Okay. So where did you first?
So my first real jobs is I mowed lawns around the neighborhood, and I had a paper route. Okay, so that was me having to work for other people and them paying me and stuff like that. And let me tell you something about paper routes. Back then, all the paper boys, or paper carriers I should say, because there were girls who did that too. So paper carriers had to collect the money from the people that they delivered papers to, and that was a pain sometimes, because when you're like 11, 12 years old, people don't necessarily want to pay you. So fortunately, people who want a newspaper, if there are any left, they pay the newspaper up front and then you deliver. So
nowadays we don't really need newspapers.
We
have the internet.
It was tough being a bill collector at 12 years old.
Okay.
So that was my first kind of real job. And then, the first job where I actually got a paycheck is I worked for a liquor store. I was a stock boy for a liquor store. And
now ask your parents what a liquor store is.
And it was a friend of my father's who owned it, and he, my dad asked him if there were any open positions, but then it was all on me. I had to go and I had to apply. I had to interview. And so, you know, it was on me, my responsibility to actually get the job. And so I would stock shelves and put items in the cooler, because you have to keep some of this stuff really cold.
Yes.
Okay, and people, I mean, we kept some of it temperature, room temperature, but sometimes people really like things like beer and wine cool. Okay?
Like iced coffee.
Like iced coffee.
Or iced tea.
Or iced tea, that's right. Or Pepsi, or nothing, sometimes there's nothing better than a ice cold root beer, is there?
Or ice cold water.
Or ice cold water.
Okay, now.
There's all sorts of restaurants over here, kid.
Okay. Another question.
Arby's.
So another question. Where did you first go to, what was your first elementary school?
My first I was going to tell you about my other job real quick.
Okay.
Because it's a cool one. So while I was doing that, I had another job in the summer where I was helping harvest hay, bales of hay.
So we left off at hay baling.
Yep. And so the guy would pick all of us up really early, and he paid us $3 an hour, which back then was a lot for a teenager. Okay, and we worked probably 8-10 hour days. And the first thing he would do before we went out to work is he would stop by McDonald's and get all of us breakfast. That was every day. And then his wife would bring out ice cold drinks, and then for lunch he would pack us in and we'd go to McDonald's again. So we thought for somebody 15 years old, that was a pretty good deal. $3 an hour. It was hot, really hot work, okay? And $3 an hour, and all the McDonald's really we could eat, which was kind of cool. And that was only for the summer.
So how long did you work for hay baling?
Just one summer, kiddo.
One summer.
And then the other job I remember in high school, and that was a fun job too, is we had a big county fair. It was called the Heart of Illinois Fair, and it was in Peoria. And so between my senior year of high school and my junior year of high school and my senior year, I worked helping to construct a haunted house, build a haunted house, and then I worked in the haunted house as a zombie chained to the wall with strobe lights on me. And that was cool.
That must be pretty
cool. That was a lot of fun. And that was just for the time that the fair was going. So that was probably about 3-4 weeks of work. That was fun. And then I worked at a restaurant my senior year called Boar's Head. I was a prep cook, and I washed dishes, and I was a busboy. And before we came in on your shift, one of the cooks, one of the primary chefs, he would make all of us a burger.
Oh, wow.
And we got all the soft drinks we wanted to drink. So we got...
Now, so, what was your first dog? That's where we left.
Oh, my first dog, his name was King, I think I told you.
Yeah.
And he was a mutt. He was a mix of a number of them. He was probably maybe the height of Bella, which is the height of a standard lab. Okay. Labrador, but he wasn't a lab. He was a fun dog. He lived outside. He had a big dog house that was made out of a barrel. Huh?
Why did he live outside?
I'm not sure, but my mom and dad really didn't like pets in the house. We did have a cat, but the cat also was an outside cat. And what was Snowball? The cat's name was Snowball. I had lots of pets, by the way.
Okay, another question. Did you ever live on a farm?
Nope.
Okay.
Did not live on a farm.
So, number one, so the question I just asked him was a no. And, okay.
A what?
And, so, what is your favorite city that you've ever gone to?
Oh man, that's a hard question. I've been to so many cities that I have loved. I can tell you all this. My favorite city, probably just because it's so beautiful, from a beautiful standpoint, was Prague. I really liked Prague.
And tell
but I've been to a lot of places. Prague, the Czech Republic.
Oh.
But I've been to a lot of cities that I've really enjoyed for different reasons.
Okay, and I bet you some of the viewers are wondering, what is your favorite candy?
Oh, my favorite candy.
You can only pick one.
Oh, only one?
Yeah, only one.
Oh, only one candy?
I bet you all the viewers are saying, oh, let him pick two.
No, I mean, my favorite, if I had to pick one candy, I'd probably pick a Cadbury milk chocolate bar, dark chocolate bar.
Dark chocolate.
I love dark
Comment
chocolate.
down if you like dark chocolate or milk chocolate. So we have a lot of things to comment down. Okay, now, what is one of your favorite things to do at a water park?
What can you do at a water park? Swim, go down slides.
Yeah. So
Okay.
what is your favorite thing to do at a water park?
This is historic Ogden High School, by the way.
Oh wow, that's a high school.
It's been in a number of movies. Yep.
Wow,
Ogden
that
High
is
School.
a big high school.
It is a big high school. Let's see, do at a water park, go down water slides, swim.
Okay. And what is your favorite water park to go to?
My favorite water park, I don't have a favorite water park.
Like Laguna Beach or?
Laguna Beach is fun. Those are locals, right?
Yeah. So your favorite?
I've been to water parks all over the place. Water parks are just fun. Probably the one in Dubai, and I can't. Wild Water Park, Wild Wadi
Oh,
in
wow.
Dubai.
Wow.
It's huge.
How big is it?
It's massive. It's bigger than any water park I've ever been to. And they have one of their slides that actually, when you're inside of it, it goes out over the street. So crazy.
Wow,
Yep.
that is.
You actually are over the street, exposed. You're outside of the tunnel. It's crazy.
You're outside. Wow.
I know, right?
Okay. Another question now.
Okay.
What size shoe are you wearing?
I wear a 9.5 dress shoe. I wear a 10 for athletic shoes.
Okay. Now, if you had to pick who you would want to marry,
That is such a random question.
who you would want to marry? Would you want?
Well, of course, I'd want to marry your grandma.
Oh yeah. Okay. Would you rather want to marry Adele?
Oh,
Or-
wait, would you rather? Well, I'm not going to marry anybody because I'm already married to your grandma,
I'm saying,
who's the single cutest woman on the planet.
Sorry, you guys have to hear
She's
this.
the cutest person on the planet. So
Sorry, you guys
I
have
would
to hear
never want to
this.
be married to anybody else.
Okay. Another question. Would you want to be a mermaid or a merman?
Oh, let's not do this. A mermaid or a merman?
Yes.
Well, of course, a merman.
Okay.
Although mermaids get to wear really cool, like seashell bras, so that's one thing a merman doesn't. But let's not do would you rather. Okay.
Another question.
Okay.
Do you like Baskin Robbins?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, because I just randomly saw it.
Okay, stop the video. Now she's gonna answer.
Okay, Grandpa.
Yeah.
Or GPa.
Yeah. You can call me Grandpa.
Okay, so pick one meal that you could eat for every day of the year.
Oh, every day of the year. I was gonna tell you if I had to pick one last meal.
Yeah.
Okay? Like if I knew that I was not gonna be around for the rest of my life, I would pick, and here we are, by the way, we are at Weber State University.
And are people in the university right now?
I don't think so. I don't think the college has started right now. But this is the administration building and the student union. This is where GMA and I went to college.
Did you guys meet each other there?
We did not. I mean, we were both in college, but we did not meet each other. And we were both here, but we did not meet each other at college. We met each other working. It was at a spa. I was doing all the books, the financial stuff, and Grandma was an aerobics instructor. She was the cutest aerobics instructor ever. And I fell in love with her at first sight.
You annoyed her to death.
I did annoy her. Yes, you remember that, don't you?
And then their first date was at the zoo.
That's
right. Where he showed her.
No, that was after the zoo.
Oh, wait, no.
What?
Where he showed her the monkey family.
Oh, the monkey family, yes.
His monkey family.
That's right, I did show her the monkey family. But that's right, that was and I proposed to Grandma after our second date, but the first day that we went out. We did a zoo date, and then we went back, we saw a movie, and we had some dinner, and when I took her home, I proposed to her. I was in love with her from the very first moment I saw her.
Oh, man.
And here's Stewart Football Stadium for the Weber State Wildcats, who are a Division I AA powerhouse.
So, what is this over here?
That is a lecture hall that has it's got a planetarium in it. It's the Lund Lecture Hall. I took classes here in astronomy,
wow.
physics, and they have star shows and stuff like that in there.
Weber State.
Yep.
I keep dropping the phone.
Weber State has a very good nursing program, and this is where the nurses center is. Healthcare, interprofessional education.
So this is what a real college looks like.
This is what one of the real colleges. Yeah, there's lots of real colleges.
So Weber State is pretty big.
Yeah, I think it's got about 15,000 students who attend.
50.
Most of them commute, which means they live at home, and they come to college. They drive to college and they go home at night. So it's primarily a commuter university.
But some universities you can stay at and you have a dorm.
And you can stay here, and I'll show you where Grandpa stayed. Now, Grandma, see, there's the football stadium.
Oh, that is a big football stadium.
Not bad.
It's not the biggest football stadium.
No. You've been to Rice Eccles.
Oh yeah.
Which is a lot bigger, huh? But
there they practice to tackle
tackling dummies. Yep, Weber State's been in the playoffs, the last number of years, so they're pretty good.
Have they ever?
They have pretty good tennis team.
Isn't Utah Utes a college team?
Oh yeah, the University of Utah. Go Utes!
And
they're in the Pac-12.
Weber's
in a conference called the Big Sky. And you know what? Weber State is going to play them this year, I think.
The Utah Utes?
The Utah Utes.
So who are you guys going to vote for? Weber?
Well, no, I'm a diehard U fan.
Yeah.
That's who I'll be rooting for.
I'm asking the viewers.
Oh, okay.
So Weber State or Utah Utes?
I'll show you the dormitory I lived in when I first came out here. Mm-hmm. Dormitories, these are the dorms here. These are where students live, okay?
But they don't live there forever.
No, just while they're going to college. And that's our quad. That was the quad right there.
Now, what is a quad?
This is called Wildcat Village. This used to be called Harrison Hall.
Harrison.
Fact.
If it was called Harris Hall.
Harrison Hall. Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
And there's an apartment building over here called Harrison Heights, which I lived in.
So you lived in Harrison Heights.
I did live in Harrison Hall and Harrison Heights, but now it's called Wildcat Village.
Okay. So there are a lot of trees.
What were we talking about? You gotta ask me about some of the pets I had.
Oh, I already did that.
No, you asked me about a dog I had, King. King, by the way, King disappeared one day. Do you want to know what happened?
What?
King decided, my dad was barbecuing, and King decided that he wanted to have a steak. So he jumped up and grabbed the steak off the barbecue. And my dad, your grandpa.
My great-grandpa.
That's right, because I'm your grandpa. My dad, your great-grandpa, did not like that, and that was all King needed. And the next thing we knew, no more King. I don't know whatever happened to King. I think he took him to the pound.
No, he probably died. He probably got burned.
No, he was a pretty fast dog. He did not get burned. So do you think my dad should have gotten rid of him for stealing a steak off the barbecue?
No.
No. We were sad, but I think, you know what I think happened?
What?
I think King probably had done that one too many times that I didn't know about. But I had lots of interesting pets. I had a poisonous snake for a pet one time. For a few days, we went fishing, and my dad, your great grandpa, had a glove on because he was taking a fish off a hook.
Yeah.
Okay, and he went down into the water to do it, and he pulled up the glove, and it had put its fangs through the leather part of the glove, not into my dad's finger, and it was a baby water moccasin. And back in Illinois, here in Utah, we have one type of poisonous snake. Do you know what they're called?
Rattlesnakes.
Rattlesnakes. We have rattlesnakes here. Back in Illinois, where I grew up, because it has a lot more water, lakes and ponds and stuff.
I bet you Illinois is flooding right now.
No, not too bad. Not too bad. But we have what are called water moccasins, and that's what this was. It was a baby water moccasin.
Oh.
And what we did is we put it into a bucket and put a mesh top over, and then we really thought we wrapped it tight and put some grass in there, and then we would feed it like crickets and stuff like that, you know. Well, he lasted for a couple of days, and one morning, and we kept him outside.
Okay.
Because my mom would not let us keep a poisonous snake in the house.
Good for your mom.
But we got up one day, and he had wriggled underneath the mesh, and he was gone. So now we think he's just what's called an urban legend and living in the sewers of Pekin, Illinois.
Oh, I bet you he's super big right now.
I'll bet he is, yeah. But there are 3 types of snakes, and we do have what are called wood rattlesnakes, wood rattlers. They're like the ones here, but they live in forest areas, okay? But you have a water moccasin, a cottonmouth, which is and they're all the same type. They're all vipers. They have a pit vipers. They have a pit in their head. And coppermouth and cottonmouth and copperheads. So water moccasins, copperheads, and cottonmouths. We have those. So it can be kind of a dangerous place if you're out in the woods. And that's not even including the wood rattlers.
Oh my gosh.
And then, of course, we have lots of other types of snakes, like king snakes,
What are
garters.
king snakes?
So a king snake is a very long, they can get really big, like 6 feet, but they're not poisonous. They some people call them, some people call that type of a snake a rat snake because they like to eat rats and stuff. But they can squeeze. They'll wrap themselves around their prey, but they're not like a boa constrictor or anything like that.
Boa constrictors will kill you.
Maybe if you're a small enough person, but
like maybe if you're Nate size.
But a king snake wouldn't do that. But they can get big. I've held a king snake that has been 6 feet long before. It's really big, really big. And I had pet non-poisonous snakes like garter snakes.
Gardener snakes, they're really nice snakes. They don't bother you.
No, I've had those before. Lots of them. Keep them in cages.
Gardener snakes are the ones in Utah, like mostly, because
I had a snapping turtle. We called him. It was actually a box turtle, but he snapped a lot. He liked fingers more than he liked lettuce.
Oh my gosh.
His name was Dynamo. You know why?
Why?
Now think about. Do you know what a dynamo is? It's like a lot of power. Okay.
Yeah.
guess why we called him Dynamo?
Why?
Because he was fast. I've never seen, to this day, a turtle that could move that fast.
Turtles are kind of slow, though.
I know, not this one. He was really super fast.
Like, how fast?
He could keep up with our cat.
Oh my gosh.
When he saw the cat running, he would run.
Oh.
Yep. So I've always grown up around animals.
Oh wow.
I had a cat. I can't think of his name. When I was in college, I had a cat who would lay right here, and then what he would do is he would take his little teeth and he'd go like this on my chin. I had a beard when I was in college too. Go like this.
Oh, that is so cute.
I know, right? And he liked to hide under chairs and sofas,
Yeah.
the couch and under chairs.
It's kind
And
of
then
like Bob.
And then when he saw people, Bob doesn't do this, but when he saw people, the cat would jump out and attack their ankles.
Oh.
Yep, attack their ankles, huh?
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that is funny.
Yep. So I grew up around animals. How about you? What about you, Ellie? What kind of animals have you grown up around?
I've grown up around a dog.
Well, you have a dog right now, right?
Yeah.
What's your dog's name?
Bella.
And what kind of dog is Bella?
She's a black lab.
Is she a nice dog?
Yes, she is very nice.
I can only see you, kid.
I know.
I can only see you.
I know. I want you to hold the phone.
Well, I can't hold the phone while Okay, so for all of our viewers, I'm driving, so I would recommend that you don't hold the phone,
When you are driving.
okay, while you're driving, okay? So, anyway, so Ellie, you're going to hold the phone for me while I'm driving?
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't you tell us a little bit about Bella?
So she's 12 years old.
Okay.
She's a black lab.
Mm-hmm. She a nice dog?
She's very nice. She loves people.
She does love people, right?
Yeah.
Who's her favorite person?
Me.
Oh!
No.
Who does she come and snuggle up with every time I come over to the house?
Everyone.
No.
Yeah, she will do. Oh, look, there's a Utah Ute sign up there.
That's Uinta.
Uinta.
Yep. No, Ellie's not telling the truth. Bella loves GPa.
No. She loves everybody.
Okay, you are really getting your face close. Here, let's do this. Hold on.
It's very.
We'll continue. We're continuing our interview now. Grandpa's turn to ask questions.
Yes.
Okay, so Bella, we were talking about Bella.
Yes.
Okay. And Bella, she's how old again?
12 years old.
Is she that old?
Yeah, she's that old.
Okay.
And her and my dad share a birthday.
They do share a birthday, that's right.
And so does my Uncle John.
Really?
Yeah. Huh? John, my dad, and then Bella.
Oh, cool. All right.
So Bella's pretty old.
She is pretty old, but she still gets around.
Yeah,
She can climb upstairs, although sometimes that's a struggle, right?
It hurts. It hurts her. She's so scared to go down. We
I
feel so
know.
bad for her.
She's a really, really good dog. She's a very smart dog, isn't she?
Yeah. Like
Taught her
when
lots of tricks.
she won't do them now, but she used to get up on my mom's. She used to get up on my mom's chest,
yeah.
and then she would dance. She would dance with her.
Really?
It was hilarious.
How come she didn't do that? All she did was, when she would have to go poo, she'd walk her poo around the yard. That's the only thing that kept her from being the best dog I've ever known.
Oh my gosh.
When she was living in our house when we were all living together.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
But the funny thing about that is it was easy to pick up after her because
we knew
just follow the track.
Yeah.
But she was really smart. We would play for hours playing fetch, huh?
Yeah, she doesn't really play fetch anymore. All she does is sleep.
She's kind of old to play fetch now.
Yeah. Let's see.
Let's see. I have other questions for you.
Okay.
You're going into...
No, more animals I've grown up around. I've mostly grew up around dogs, cats, And then I've grown up around bunnies, which those were my bunnies.
That's true. You did have some rabbits, right?
And they both died.
Why did they die, you think? Bunnies are kind of skittish little animals, aren't they?
Well, we made them really plump.
Oh, that's right. I know why they died.
Yeah,
they were
so...
a delicious stew.
Oh,
yeah.
No, they weren't.
Oh, rabbit stew. I remember now.
No,
we did not.
No, we did
not eat the bunny.
So our first bunny was Honey, and she was a kind of
Wait. Is that like... What was that doll you had? Lemony
Hops. The bunny.
Lemony Hops, the bunny doll. So you have really interesting names. You have you had Lemony Hops, and I was talking to Grandma. Grandma remembers doing a birthday party for Lemony Hops almost every day.
Yeah.
But you had Honey, the bunny.
Yeah, and she was kind of a honeyish color. She was kind of a blonde bunny, but the reason she died is there was food poisoning in her rabbit food.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that at our house in North Salt Lake? Really?
We only had her bunnies in North Salt Lake for a couple months.
Oh, that's sad.
Well, we had her
food poisoning.
Yeah.
Oh, she had bad food, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
and then she
that's
died.
sad.
And then we buried her in the backyard by the shed.
Yes, we did. We did bury her in the backyard.
No, you didn't bury her. Me and my mom.
That's true. You and your mom.
My mom, my dad.
That's true. I do remember you guys had a ceremony, a funeral for her.
Yes.
Where all her rabbit friends came and paid their last respects.
No?
No.
No.
Okay.
And then, when we brought Honey home, she was really small. She was so cute.
She was a very cute little rabbit. I remember that.
And then we had her for about a year, and then the Christmas, then she died. But we had her for a year or so.
The only thing I didn't like about Honey, she wasn't very good at playing fetch.
No, and she was so fast that we couldn't pick her up and get her in her leash.
That's right. And then
we couldn't get her in her harness.
She escaped in the yard.
Oh
my gosh. I
Oh.
remember spending so much time in the yard.
No,
trying to find and remember in the rose bushes.
Oh my gosh, Honey would hide. She would play hide and seek. She was so good at hide and seek.
Well, or as we call it, I don't want to be caught. I'm scared.
Okay, and then the other bunny I had, her name was Cookie.
Cookie the bunny.
Cookie.
Cookie?
She was black and white. So
I remember Cookie. That's right.
And she, so when we brought her home, we didn't have her cage.
And like cookies, she was delicious.
Oh my gosh! Can we stop talking about rabbit stew?
Okay, all right. I never ate Cookie. I'm just joking.
Yeah, but so when we brought her home, we didn't have the cage that we brought Honey in, and so I had to wrap her in my blanket, and then.
Oh, that's right. You didn't take the cage with you, did you?
No. And then we brought her home, and then the reason she died is that we left her outside for too long, and then she died.
That's true.
She got too cold.
And it wasn't that cold, was it?
It was in December. All of our bunnies died.
Yeah, so if you have a rabbit, I recommend you figure out a way to bring them inside when it gets cold.
And check the food.
Check the food.
Check the food before.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so, it's very bumpy where we're at.
So you've had some good pets.
Yeah.
And where does Bella sleep?
She sleeps in my sister's room.
Why does she sleep in your sister's room? She has a very comfortable bed in that room.
I know. But one day I saw her in the pillows, just surrounded in the pillows that just curled up.
On the bed?
No, not on the bed.
Oh,
in the pillows on the floor.
Oh, in the pillows on the floor curled up.
Yeah.
Okay, so why does she sleep in Davern's room? In GirlPower 2's room?
Because Davern gets scared sometimes, and plus Bella just likes being in there.
Yeah, GirlPower 2. Her name is Davern, and she's only 4 years old.
Yeah.
And so Bella's been sleeping in there since you guys have been in that house, haven't you?
Yeah.
Because she's still little, and sometimes she gets scared.
Bella usually comes in my room.
Well, she likes everybody. She's a really friendly dog.
So if you guys ever meet her, just know she won't bite.
We might have to do a video, huh, of Bella. before she goes. Because she's pretty old.
Yeah. But the doctor said she has like 3 more years left in her, so.
Wow.
Yeah, she's a
For
real.
a dog her size, that's a lot.
I know.
Big dogs, because she's a good sized lab.
Yeah.
They don't live as long as little dogs. And that's the bad thing about little dogs living a long time is they're annoying. They yap and imagine that for like 20 years.
Oh my
gosh. That's so bad.
Any more questions, GPa?
Well, yes. So, how was 3rd grade?
Good.
Tell us about 3rd grade.
So, 3rd grade, my teacher was Miss Bauer.
Okay. And what school do you go to?
Sprucewood Elementary. Go Falcons! Woo woo!
Sprucewood Elementary, which has a very cool playground, by the way.
Yes. And our mascot is called Falco.
Okay, so do you take the bus to school or do you walk to school?
I walk to school.
Because it's not very far.
My house is on a hill.
And your house is on a hill. So the walk back
is so hard.
Especially after a long, exhausting day at school.
Especially on Fridays.
Yeah.
We do a lot of things on Fridays. We get our tests done on Fridays.
That's right.
And then we get our art done, and then we get science done.
That's true. That's true.
So
Okay.
it's pretty exhausting.
So your teacher was Miss Bauer.
Bauer.
Okay.
And
did you like Miss Bauer?
Yeah, she's really nice.
And is she a Miss or a Mrs. Bauer?
Miss.
Oh, is she young or old?
She's 45.
Oh, okay.
She's married with 2 kids.
Oh, then why isn't she called Mrs. Bauer?
We call her Miss Bauer.
Well, no, I get it. Oh, you could call her Ms. Bauer.
Ms. Bauer.
Okay, do you know who your teacher for 4th grade is going to be?
Not yet, but I might be getting the same teacher this year because she moved up to 4th grade.
You know what? Because, I think the viewers know that I have been a school principal for a long time. I actually like teachers who follow and students who stay together because you build really good relationships with that. Sometimes getting a new teacher is a good thing.
Yeah.
But a lot of times when they get to know you and have a group, it makes learning a lot easier.
But one thing about GPa, when High School the Musical was going on, he was at the high school that they were filming.
I was. And they were... Can you believe they hired another actor to play the principal of the high school when they could have hired me because I'm an actor, right?
Yeah,
and I could have been the principal in High School Musical. But that's okay.
That is okay. But he kept all the students out.
I did. Yes, I did. I had to.
Didn't they do it this summer?
During the summer, right.
And then they did it in Park City. They did like half of it in Park City.
Part of it was in Park City. Part of it was at East High in Salt Lake City, Utah.
And in High School Musical, they say that it's in New Mexico, but no, it is in Salt Lake City.
It's supposed to be in New Mexico.
No.
No, is that where it's supposed to be? Is New Mexico?
Yeah, it said that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But one of my family members is in High School Musical.
Who's that?
Tyler, my dad's cousin.
Was he in there?
Yeah.
What was he doing in there?
He's the science guy. Not the science teacher, but like he's what are they called? Understudies. No, not understudies.
An extra.
An extra.
He was an extra.
Yes.
Okay.
And he's in the part where the Gabriella's friend was telling her that she shouldn't date Troy.
I did not know that.
Yep.
Very good. Huh. Well, the interesting thing is, do you know why I wasn't in High School Musical?
Why?
Because I was shooting a different movie at that time, American Pastime.
Wait, you were in that?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I play the commandant of Topaz, the camp.
Oh, wow. So,
Commander Watson.
Commander Watson.
Yeah.
I kind of want to watch that movie now.
you know what? We should watch that movie while you're staying with us this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we can do that.
Yeah.
I like American Pastime. It's a good movie. It had a good story. It's historical. But, so, let's see. What do I want to ask you? So you're going to be in the 4th grade. You don't know who your teacher is. When does school start?
August 16th,
On a
really
Tuesday,
early.
right?
Why did they not start it on a Monday? That's the question I have.
I agree with you. See, and this is the stuff we'll cover on our podcast too.
Yeah.
We'll cover this stuff.
And the podcast is being launched on my birthday, September 12th.
September 12th. We got a lot of work to do, don't we?
Yeah, we got a lot of work to do.
And we will call it GPa and GirlPower, the podcast.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep, we got it.
We could call it the Ellie, Grace, and Eddie show.
That would be.
You want to call it that?
Yeah.
No. All right. I think. Okay. Why don't you stop the camera?
Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe and like and tell your friends. Bye.